Welcome back to Artificial Antics, where Rico and Mike will talk about the implications and opportunities around artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. In today's AI Byte, Rico will walk through using OpenAI's new specialized GPTs and GPT Builder.
What's up, everyone? It's Rico from Artificial Antics here with an AI Byte on Chat GPT-4's new edition of GPTs. First and foremost, I want to say Happy Veterans Day to my fellow veterans out there. Thank you for your service and your sacrifice to this great nation. Now moving on to the AI Byte. First, you're going to open up Chat GPT, and you'll notice when you open a new chat, at the top left, it now has an Explore option. You click the Explore option, which will then open up a menu of various GPTs that ChatGPT has provided for you. Here is the list here, and as you can see, I've selected the Creative Writing Coach to give that a try. Here in the prompt to create a kid's story about a dog and a bird who have an adventure. As you can see, it moves directly into its task and begins writing a story called Barkley and Peep's Sky High Adventure. Now, we've seen this and used this in other versions of ChatGPT, so this is just an example of how they are now creating their own GPT just for creative writing that is created for you. Moving on to the Dolly 3 GPT that's provided for you, this will create generative art based upon the prompt that you use, and I'm asking it here to create an image of two amazing podcast hosts with an AI robot, make them giving finger guns in a steampunk style. Now, we've tried this before using Microsoft's Bing generative art. It's kind of neat that now GPT-4 has this built into it and has a GPT specifically for creating generative art. I'm going to go into the Create GPT Builder, which allows you to create your own GPT to execute a specific function. In this instance, I wanted ChatGPT, or this GPT that I'm building, to make a GPT that finds the progress I make on my exercise routines via the amount of repetitions and weight. So I entered that into the prompt, I hit enter, and GPT Builder begins making the GPT for me. After waiting several seconds, it analyzed the prompt in which I gave it, and then asked me a clarifying question as to whether or not I wanted to name this GPT Fitness Tracker Pro. Of course, I told it yes, because I like that name. The GPT Builder then created an icon for me, or a logo, and I like that as well. So it asked me if I wanted to keep it, and I told it yes. Once the GPT Builder had assisted me with naming the GPT and creating a logo, it then moved on to help me refine the functions of the GPT. One cool item to note here is that on the right side, it shows you a preview of what your GPT will actually look like. In this case, it tells me that my fitness tracker will help me monitor and celebrate my exercise progress. I was then able to hit the save feature at the top right once the GPT and I had agreed that we liked its function so far. And then it moved to open a new window that shows the name of my GPT, Fitness Tracker Pro, at the top left. I then took my workouts that I track using a notepad app on my phone, and I sent those to myself via the file. I then dropped the file into the prompt and asked it to create a list of exercises I've been doing the last few sessions and organize each exercise in a line graph showing the amount of reps and weight as it progressed over time. Lay out the month at the top and show the progress for each exercise. My Fitness Tracker Pro then created this chart for me, which I will admit is not absolutely perfect, but it is a great representation of the dates that I worked out, the amount of reps that I worked out, as well as the progress in weight, whether the reps went up or down. It will then save the GPT that you created under the top of the list where it says My GPTs, so you can see Fitness Tracker Pro there at the top. I then moved on to grabbing both of my workouts and dropping them into a GPT that was created by ChatGPT that was in the list called Data Analysis. And that allowed me to take my workout files, drop that in there, and then ask it to analyze the data into a chart that shows the exercises to the left, the dates completed for each session at the top, and then graph the progress of repetitions and weight over time. Now, as far as the speed of each one of these tools, it ranges, but usually takes less than 30 seconds for ChatGPT or these GPTs to generate what it is you've asked it to do through the prompt. What I found interesting with the data analysis tool is at first it took a look at the files in which I uploaded and told me about those files and then told me what it was going to do. It said that the contents of the two files seemed to be workout logs, each containing dates and details of various exercises, including the weight lifted and the number of repetitions. So what it did for me is it told me the next steps that it was going to go through, including parsing out the data for both files, extract the dates, exercise, repetitions, and weights, combine the data into a structured format, and create a chart or multiple charts to visualize the progress over time. The GPT then told me that it was going to start by parsing and structuring the data from both files. What I like about this is it's reminiscent of any math teacher that has ever told you to show your work. This actually shows you how the data analysis is going to go about the task that you've asked it to do. As you can see, it then created multiple charts showing each one of the exercises and using the inputs that I gave it of the repetitions at the left, the weight at the right, and then the dates at the bottom. So it's not perfect to what I asked it to do, but it is a starting point to help me further refine down my request of this GPT and try to get the result that I'm looking for. So there you have it, folks. There's the AI Byte on the new GPTs that have been added to Chat GPT-4. Some of these do very similar functions to some of the plugins that we've talked about before on the show. Please join us at Antics.tv. Take a look at our episodes, give us a like and follow. We're on all major streaming platforms. We hope to see you there. And again, happy Veterans Day.